What's going on, guys, and welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where every single week I, Graham GSM Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network as well as on the USA Network, because today we're talking Season 1, Episode 16 of Miz and Mrs., entitled Miz Proofing. So I do want to mention this real quick. I mistakenly said in my last review of Miz and Mrs. from last week, the show came back last Tuesday, about a week and a half ago. I thought that was the start of the second season. That's why I was wondering, there really wasn't a lot of buzz about the return of Miz and Mrs., and there really hasn't been. Although the first episode back was good, albeit a bit uneventful, I was really surprised that there wasn't more buzz about the second season debuting on USA Network. Come to find out, because before I put up the video last week, I did some searching trying to find the name of the episode, what episode number it was, and I couldn't find anything. It wasn't until after the fact that I found out this is still all Season 1. What the fuck? Season 1 has been going on now for like over a year. No joke. The show first premiered in July of 2018. Late July of 2018. It's now August 2019. So I guess they're still in Season 1. This goes along with the report that came out a few weeks ago, if not about a month or so ago at this point, that said Season 2 would be premiering in January 2020, early 2020, I think. Maybe not January specifically, but early 2020. And that makes sense, because they just wrapped up the latest batch of episodes a few months ago. I think maybe in like April or so, if not May. So I thought it was really strange they would bring back the show and do more episodes of Season 1 without moving forward to Season 2. But I guess not, because the show's back now for a third time, and it's still Season 1. Why not just air the remainder of the season a few months ago when they were doing it the first time? I don't know. It's just very inconsistent, very confusing, and I was wrong last week. I watched this episode live. It is airing after SmackDown still. For some reason, I thought it was airing after Crisley Knows Best or some shit, which airs after SmackDown, and then it would air after that. Thankfully, that's not the case, and Miz and Mrs. is still in that slot right after SmackDown. Nevertheless, this is so fucking confusing. So I did go back and correct the video title, Season 1, Episode 15 for my last review, although in the actual video I call it the second season premiere, Season 2, Episode 1. That is inaccurate, so just know that if you go back and listen to that review, it's just, they're confusing the hell out of me. But as far as this episode goes, Season 1, Episode 16... Let's not get confused again, USA Network. Let's make sure this is actually still Season 1 here, called Miz Proofing, all about the baby Monroe Sky and baby proofing the house to make sure that Monroe Sky doesn't get into anything. You know, if you're a parent, you probably know this procedure, and it cannot be fun. I'm not a parent, but I've seen it happen to other people. Anyway, so Miz and Miz and Maurice are on the road doing a promo shoot at Universal Studios, and they talk about how hard it is to be away from home. Meanwhile, while on the road at WWE, Miz talks to R-Truth about baby-proofing his house, because R-Truth has like 5 or 6 kids. He has a lot of fucking kids. I guess you would never know that. I don't really follow the guy on social media. Maybe he posts pictures of them and stuff, but I had no idea that Truth had so many fucking kids. Good for him. But, so Truth is the ultimate master. He is, the go-to guy for everything that is babies and children and whatnot. He was on a previous episode, many episodes ago, talking about where Monroe Sky should sleep and why it shouldn't be in Miz and Maurice's room, stuff like that. So R-Truth is like, listen, you got to start baby-proofing the house because they're going to start getting into anything. And Miz says, she's going to be crawling soon, and that's only going to speed up the process. So I got to baby-proof the house. I got to Miz-proof the house. It's going to be the safest house in the entire world. So Miz is anticipating that Monroe Sky will be crawling soon. She's about... This is October, I think, of 2018, and she was born, I believe, in April. So she's about 6 months old at that point. I don't know if that's a normal thing for babies to start crawling before that, after that, during that time period, around 6 months old. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, so Miz and Maurice go dress shopping. Why do they go dress shopping, you ask? For Evolution. Do they go dress shopping for Maurice? No, she already has her outfit picked out for the pay-per-view. No. They're going dress shopping for Monroe Sky, because Monroe Sky is going with Maurice to the pay-per-view. Miz can't be there. I think he's on the road to WWE, doing something else, maybe another house show or whatever. So Maurice goes dress shopping for her 6-month-old. That's absolutely insane, but completely in line with what I would expect out of Maurice. So Miz talks about how he has to miss Evolution, but Monroe will be there, which is cool for Maurice. Monroe has her own stylist. Jesus fucking Christ. Miz is very upset, though he doesn't do anything about it. He's just very frustrated that he has to spend $5,000 on the stylist, the dress for Monroe Sky. That's insane for a 6-month-old. Again, 6 months. 6 months old. And they're paying $5,000 on this baby. It's just amazing, but again, completely in line with what I would expect out of Maryse, and by association, The Miz. So while they're back at the house, they put a camera on Monroe, calling it Monroe Sky TV, because they want to track her progress with the crawling, seeing what she gets into, what she can't get into, because Miz is, baby-proofing the house and whatnot. Meanwhile, Maryse thinks that it's the best decision to skip Evolution altogether, because although it's really important to her, I mean, they've been building to this first ever all-women's pay-per-view for so many years, and she was invited to be there, not obviously competing, I don't think, because she was... Yeah, no, was she wrestling on the show? Was she in the Battle Royal? I don't think so. I think she was just there. I know Maria was in the Battle Royal. I don't know about Maryse. But she wants to just skip it so she can be with Monroe. Because I think Monroe, it's going to be a lot for her. And Miz isn't there and someone's going to have to watch the baby. She doesn't want to have to deal with that. So she's thinking, okay, I might just skip the show altogether. Why she thinks of that now, despite the fact she just paid $5,000 on a stylist and on a dress for Monroe, I have no idea. So Miz finally baby-proofs the house, and he also doesn't want to miss Monroe Sky crawling, because he has to go back on the road, so he brings her... He does a lot of different things. First, he builds a contraption to help her crawl. Maryse says, no, this is completely crazy. Not as crazy as spending $5,000 on a dress for a 6-month-old, but whatever. And he also brings her to crawling classes. He thinks that if Monroe Sky sees other babies crawling, then she'll want to crawl too. That, being the competitive Mizanin that she is, that she'll want to crawl too, and that she'll want to replicate what these other babies are doing. Not a bad idea, really. Not really that bad of an idea. Miz is just trying to expedite the process to ensure that he's there for her first crawl, because he's going to be on the road for a while, in Europe, I believe, on a tour with WWE. He doesn't want to miss this thing. While Miz is away, Maryse has some trouble in the baby-proof home. She's trying to open up the fucking toilet. She can't open up the cabinets. Shit's falling apart. So Miz baby-proofs everything to the point where Maryse can't function anything. And she jokes about peeing in the toilet, or not in the toilet, in the fucking sink because she couldn't open the toilet. And we never got confirmation whether that was true or not. I want to believe that it isn't, but let's not entertain that idea. So Miz is like, okay, we'll just, ease this process out a little bit so it's a little easier for you and Marjo to get around the house, without much frustration over these baby-proof contraptions. Miz goes away on the tour, and he ends up missing the first crawl of Monroe Sky, and he was really disappointed about it. He was happy that she crawled, but he was very disappointed and a bit frustrated that he could not be there for it. And he, thankfully, Maryse got a video of it over FaceTime or whatever. She got a video of it, sent it to Miz, which was really cool. And he watched it. He was so happy. Didn't really have anyone to celebrate with, so he pulled over Asuka. And this whole thing is hilarious. Miz is, explaining to Asuka, it's great that my baby's crawling, but I'm pissed that I couldn't be there. And she doesn't really understand what the hell he's saying. And then she's like, I'm happy for you, but why are you upset? She's speaking in her broken English. She doesn't speak great English at all, if we're being honest. But she's saying, why are you sad that you weren't there for it? Miz is trying to break it down for her. She's just not getting it. And then Miz just says, you have no idea what I'm saying right now, do you? And she goes, nope, not at all. It was just amazing. Just a great interaction between the former Mixed Match Challenge partners. Anyway, so Miz goes back home, surprises Maryse with a private jet to go to Evolution to ensure that he doesn't miss the show. He wants to be there for it. He doesn't want to have to, let Maryse miss it or have to worry about Monroe Sky and being there. So he buys a private jet for himself, Maryse, and Monroe to go to Evolution. So Maryse can be a part of the show. Monroe can be at the event, and they can all just be happy together. Before that, though, Miz finds out that Monroe Sky got into the toilet because Miz took off all the baby-proof stuff in the house, including the toilet seat being shut. He took that off and came to find out that Monroe Sky got into the toilet. Why a baby would want to go near a toilet, I have no idea. And he's like, okay, I'm going to have to double down on this, and that's also pretty gross because Monroe's hands were just in Maryse's mouth. Anyway, so Maryse agrees, for them to put the baby-proof stuff back on the toilet and all around the house, even though, it may not be the most convenient thing for her, but she wants her baby to be safe. So at the very end of the episode, they arrive at Evolution via the private jet, and Miz says that, she was a part of the Evolution. It was very important for Maurice to be there for that event, to take part in it, and it means a lot to Maurice to be there, and she enjoys herself, and they have a great time at the pay-per-view in Long Island. So that was the Miz Proofing episode of Miz and Mrs., Season 1, Episode 16 of the show. So thank you guys for checking out my review of this episode of Miz and Mrs. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel for more content, and share this video as well. Very much appreciate the support. And, that's about it. So I enjoyed this episode. Again, nothing all that eventful here on the Miz and Mrs. show, but it's always entertaining for one reason or another. So check it out on USA Network. If you watch it live, it's only a half hour. If you watch it and, after the fact without commercials, it's only like 22 minutes. So it's a quick watch and probably shorter than some of the network specials I review here on Network and Chill. So be sure to check it out at your leisure. And we'll have my latest review of the show coming up this week or weekend. On that note, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.